Hi, I'm Ladine from Hooks and Book Studio. Hooks and Book Studio is my creative space. Kind of took the two things I kind of love the most, writing and books, and crocheting, the hooks and the books. This channel is really being created to kind of just inspire you to be creative. When I was a kid, my mom was very creative. She did all kinds of projects, from stenciling walls to making quilts. And I have a whole wall of some of her ribbons that she won at the county fair. But I never really found a footing in this creative space. My real big heart's desire was to be a writer, and mom didn't really connect with writing and reading. My dad did, and he used to take the four of us girls to the library on a Saturday if he happened to not be working, and we could pick out whatever books we wanted. He introduced me to Mary Higgins Clark and um, James Patterson and some of the great authors of kind of suspense novels, and that kind of grabbed my attention. So when I finally started writing, I also wanted to write in that genre because it just really spoke to me when I was a kid, and it was something my dad really loved, so I wanted to be a part of that. I have written several books. I have a trilogy, the Keeper trilogy. The first book in the series, which is The Keeper of Darkness, was my publisher's number one bestseller. And that book, just kind of opened up this whole new world to me of what it was like to be an author. And in that same space, I started to, as I was writing my own books, I started a coaching program so that I could also help people who wanted to be writers, giving them some of the tools that I use as a writer that helped me finally publish my first book. Because once that's in you and you have this desire to be creative, it just doesn't end. So I kind of wanted just to start this while I'm starting some new things. I have um, a book idea that I've had since I was a little kid. My best friend Elizabeth and we used to go on all these adventures, and she had this really great house that was very old and had some, passageways and hidden things. And oh, we were such good friends that I always wanted to be her sister, her big sister. I was 2 years older than her. So I had come up with these Catherine and Elizabeth Salisbury. We were the Salisbury sisters, and some different ideas I had for mysteries we would solve in our little town. And those ideas started coming back to me. And so I decided I would maybe update it a little bit because I'm not 11 years old anymore. And now maybe we could be Katie and Beth, which are actually my daughter's two names. I must have loved those names so much. So, Katie and Beth Salisbury and their adventures at Pollenskill Lake, where I grew up. The other thing I've just started is crocheting. I have crocheted so many different things, clothes for my grandchildren, blankets, hooded blankets, stuffed animals. And last month I was at my daughter's house babysitting, and I started this blanket. And it's a corner to corner um, crocheted blanket, and it's in this really soft uh, yarn. It's Caron cake. It's a Caron cake, so it has the different colors just kind of come out in the way the yarn is, but it's so soft. And my little granddaughter came over and felt it, and she goes, "Grandma, are you making that for me?" And how could I say no? So my one little granddaughter has already claimed this blanket, so now I actually have to finish it. It can't just be something I just do to, when I'm watching a show on TV or just kind of need something busy with my hands. I kind of feel like I have to do this for her. Um, and the other thing that I've been working on lately is I picked up counted cross stitch again. This was something that I absolutely loved in my early 20s and made a lot of different counted cross stitch pictures, but I kind of let it go for a while because um, it's a kind of more tedious thing. But I just finished this beautiful one of a fox in a poppy field. My other granddaughter, the older granddaughter, absolutely loves foxes. And when I saw that picture, I knew I had to do it for her. So that was the first kind of cross stitch picture I've done in probably 20 years. and it just brought it all back to me and how much I loved it. It's almost like, as I explained to my granddaughter, it's like painting with thread. And as you take the white fabric and you just see the colors start creating this picture, it's just something that really speaks to me as a creative person. So, this is going to kind of be an eclectic channel. There's so many things that I love to do. I love to sew as well. I've created several quilts for my grandchildren. I've also sewn other things. Sewing doesn't have as much fulfillment for me. I do like it, but it just doesn't seem to have the same inspiration as picking up yarn and picking out and feeling the yarn and how it's going to come together. And as I see these things grow, it just is something that really pulls on that creative part of me. Um, so this is just an introduction, just to let you know what this is going to be about. I'm excited to have you on the journey with me. I might do some instructional stuff. I might work on a book with you, might give you some writing ideas, how to actually start writing, how to keep motivated in writing. Maybe I'll be working on a crochet thing and want to show you a new stitch that I've learned, or something else that I've picked up in this realm of being a creative corner for my world. And I hope that you'll join me. I hope you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and shoot me ideas on things you might want to see me create, and I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, thank you for taking the time to listen to me and to come to my channel, and I hope to see you soon.